All right, Matty, welcome back to the Ask Matty Show, one of the best crypto shows every single week that comes to the platform YouTube. Matty, how are you feeling?
Hey, I'm doing great. I love doing these midweek with you guys and kind of engaging with you guys a little bit, understanding what you guys are interested in, and answering your questions, hopefully providing a little bit of insight.
Team, we have a great show today, and one of you made a comment on the last show, on the after hour show, and it's like, this thing feels like one giant ad, and honestly it is sometimes. We like to talk about what we're doing at CryptoCharged, and if it feels like a giant ad, that's just because you are missing out on all the fun that we are doing with the community. So tap in, pinned link in the comment section down below. Join our platform and check us out. A lot of good stuff going on there. The crypto market is very hot right now, or we're making our way in the grandiose sense. We are very hot right now compared to where we've been, but still opportunity right now to get into crypto. So don't miss out on that. Matty, am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
All right, Matty, we're about to get into the content here. We're going to be talking about Casper, XRP, Zcash, bullish crypto stuff, maybe even getting into a little bit of your background here, as many want to know. Matt, who is this Matty guy? Who is this like we already haven't been doing shows for a year. Like, who is this Matty guy? Like, what's Matty all about? And it's like, okay, fine, whatever. We'll get into that all right now. Matt, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
It was a dream. Music blows my mind that barely anyone is associating Casper with AI. It's literally teamed up with IBM to make AI governance.
I don't think that nobody's associating with Casper with AI. I consider it an AI application, but I don't think that any particular company should represent the value of a blockchain or any other DLT solution. So yes, we can look at all the partners, and yes, we can look at all of the possibilities of what can happen on that network, but I wouldn't say that Casper is specifically an AI token. Now, does it have the bones to have applications built on it that are AI specific, whether it be through IBM or an IBM partner? Yes, absolutely. I just wouldn't say it's an AI focused project. Now, again, I think it's a more efficient rail than Ethereum, more efficient rail than a lot of other DLT solutions out there, but I wouldn't say that Casper is AI specific. I would love to see more applications that are AI specific built on Casper, but we're just not there quite yet.
Richard says, do you think Zcash could drop lower? What do you think its high could be on the bull run? Appreciate all your videos here.
Sure. So we can actually take a quick look at the Zcash chart here as a team. We're going to flip over to the crypto chart so we have all the price history. So first and foremost, guys, Zcash legacy asset. And that doesn't automatically mean that everything with every legacy asset goes up because it has lots of price history. But we do have more inklings and more to go off of when we have, years of price history versus, a coin that launched, 1 or 2 months ago. And you kind of have to be a little bit more careful with your TA. You can't have as much certainty. You have to go off of small time frames, small market structures, and hope that you're correct about that market structure. We look at the Zcash chart here. Phenomenal support has been found in this area. And yes, it's at its lows. Yes, that's frustrating when you've been a holder for a while. I wasn't accumulating Zcash until this last bear market, so I wasn't really, of the same pain point as some of the other people who have been in Zcash since 2017, 2018. Either way, though, when I start to look at opportunities across the board, you guys know that I'm always hunting down cumulative structures. I'm always looking for the best risk to reward ratios, and that means being contrarian and buying the lows when everybody else tells you it's going lower. Now, not to just say blindly, hop into everything that's at its lows. You still need to do research. I believe in Zcash from a fundamental standpoint. I think that privacy is very valuable. When we look at Zcash, it's basically just been in this huge coiled up pattern here on the weekly and the daily charts. Yes, we haven't broken out of it, but strong support's been held in here, and then long compression on top. XRP looked the same way from 2013 to 2017 and prior to breakout. Exact same structure. Now, when we look at the daily chart here, we look at on a more small time frame, right? We can see if we delete the previous row in there, we'll go ahead and pull out our horizontal ray. So we have support in there. And we also have resistance up in here. Now, what we saw here is this deviation was basically dipping down into those yearly lows. So $18 to $20 dipping into those yearly lows. Strong support was found in here. So January 9, and then again here on February 7. almost immediate buyer demand, swallowing up any bearish activity, and then also driving us back up into resistance around $34 here. As we came back down here in late March, look at that retest of that $24 mark. So look at all the support in here. Look at us flipping this into resistance just temporarily. And then as we come to revisit this area, it has been established as strong support again. So there's really not a lot of assets out there that have this exact same opportunity structure in here. When we look at the illiquidity zones being at least $100, you're looking at a $24, $26 Zcash right now, and you're looking at this big illiquidity pocket at next major resistance at over $100. Right, there's huge opportunity here compared to Bitcoin even going to over 100K. When you look at even current market to that next level, you're looking about a 300% gain from current market up to that next liquidity zone. Now, guys, when you ask me about targets, first of all, that's all in our coin library, right? You don't have to get on here and wait for me to tell you how high Zcash is going. And really, nobody can tell you exactly what price, what's going to top out at, right? We've looked at many examples of different ways to look at the fib structures in here. We've looked at the crazy wick up here at $30,000, which is not something I'm looking at filling anytime soon or this cycle or maybe even ever. If it does, great. I'll have maybe a little bit of Zcash to handle that at a higher price. But when we look at even the previous high in here at almost $900, and you have current market price at 26, just filling that previous high up here is a 30x opportunity from current market price. And again, show me how many assets are out here at their multi-year lows and also holding those multi-year lows with some great tenacity. So even up to that previous high, I think is a really fantastic reward. I am looking at a 4-figure Zcash for my TP1 as my first big unload. Again, you guys can check out the coin library for our exact 3-step exit plan. I always give you guys at least 3 exits in our library. Some of you guys will take profit sooner. Some of you guys will maybe be a little bit greedier and hold to the top, but I try to give you guys that multi-tranche approach, which is how I pretty much approach every single exit, including swing trades. You know, that I'm going to take a little profit here, secure the bag, take a little profit here, secure the bag. And I know sometimes people think you're selling too early, but it's okay, especially when you get that asymmetric entry, when you're entering at $24, $30, $35, $20, you get a lot more flexibility, right? You have more opportunity to say, yeah, I'm up 5x, I'm up 10x, I'm going to take a little bit here, right? And that's okay to do some trimming ahead of your major TP1. But again, guys, I'm looking at well over 4 figures for TP1 here on Zcash. So I think it's really a fantastic opportunity right now. Hopefully in a few months, we'll be able to come back on here and show you guys that we're in the 3-figure plus range.
I like that, Matty. I want to ask you a couple questions about like your Zcash bag. Well, first of all, like I just realized like all the people that complain about Zcash's prices bought the top or, bought the top of, probably many other assets, but specifically about Zcash, and now they're just frustrated. But, if you bought in the bear market previously and sold at, Zcash's top, you took your TP1 that we've talked about. Okay, you don't get to TP2, TP3. At least you got that TP1 and you're satisfied. Right now you're looking to reallocate more into Zcash and go into another crypto cycle and make a bunch of money. So that's just, it's just like, dude, you didn't have a strategy. You're not feeling it, didn't get to sell. But I want to ask you, what is your Zcash bag looking nowadays? Because I was telling you this the other day, dude, mine grew not overnight, but within the span of a couple weeks, just because we were seeing that $25 Zcash, and I didn't want to miss out on that. So now it's my third biggest holding, which is crazy. I never would have thought that. All a timing thing. You can't chop up, we were talking about look at the pie graph of your crypto portfolio. What is the precise graph? What percentage of XRP, what percentage of Casper, what percentage of Zcash? And the truth is it's all a timing thing. It's when did you arrive, what opportunities were given to you, and what did you do with that, right? So What is your Zcash bag looking like nowadays?
Yeah, my Zcash bag increased a lot over the last several months here. Definitely has climbed up in my rankings, top 5 now. And when I saw the multi-year low opportunity, I actually had to kind of grapple with my team a little bit on this, because everything else was already an uptrend and Zcash was just continuously declining into its multi-year lows. I looked at it as objectively as I could, and I was like, okay, I am so diligent every month and with my contribution to my investments, right? I take 25% and it automatically goes into a fiat reserve bag. So USDC earning 5%, waiting to just do something. I obviously have swing trades going. I have my other long-term positions, but that 25% is not spent unless there's a really amazing opportunity. And that's not the next coin that launched in the AI sector that's 2 days old and I have to get in it. That's to either rebolster a position, or there's a swing trade opportunity that I really want to be involved with and I want to take some of that. So after 2 years of really not spending a lot of that, bag that I was setting aside every single month. And I saw Zcash down there in that $18, $19, $20 region. It was not very long that we were down there. I got very, very aggressive with my orders down there. I set limits down there. I brought my average down significantly by using that fiat reserve bag to bolster that position and lower my average significantly. So now, not only do I have a Zcash bag that I'm really proud of, I have an average that I'm also very proud of. And I'm looking to really capitalize on some of the liquidity pockets up here on Zcash and do some other rotations. We're in 5 different swing trades right now on top of all of the other positions out there. And if any of those are potentially still available or available as ads, there's possibilities I'll be taking some of those Zcash rotations and rotating back into those swing trades. So again, guys, it's all about keeping the money moving here, looking for the asymmetric opportunities and having the balls to buy the lows. That's what it comes down to. No one's going to tell you it looks good when you're literally printing bearish candles into multi-year lows.
Al Smith 895 says, what is the most bullish sector in crypto?
The most bullish sector in crypto, I'd say if we're going to talk about like the next wave of real world adoption, I would say finance is probably the biggest sector. Taking securities, tokenizing those, tokenization of real world assets. I think that's probably like the largest sector that we're going to see have the biggest impact on our industry. I think that right now, again, a lot of talk about AI, and it's a very vague topic right now because AI can really apply to so many things. And I think there's a lot of quote unquote AI out there that's just piggybacking off of other AI ideas, and they're not actually that proprietary and they're not that exciting. Just like the .com bubble, guys, not everything that comes out that says they have all these promises are going to actually follow through on those, right? So when you have a new sector, expect that you are going to flush out 70 to 90% of that sector within several years of that, particular vertical coming online. So again, I think that real world asset tokenization and then DPIN is probably the 2 things I'm most bullish on right now. And again, DPIN being decentralized physical infrastructure network. So that being your renders, that be your heliums, taking physical hardware and then essentially breaking that down into a tokenized or decentralized manner. I think that that's going to be something that becomes very powerful over time. We're going to have more companies that come online that make it easier for people to either buy or sell their data. We're not going to have these, very rough looking, clunky looking Web3 apps where people have to, typing in 7 different things correctly in order to connect to the network, right? We're going to have more user-friendly interfaces as the public sector becomes a lot more interested in decentralized assets. And that really, again, comes with clarity from Congress. Once clarity from Congress comes, people are going to be a lot more incentivized to spend their hard-earned dollars on an investment to build in the sector. But when they see everything that's happening with Do Kwon and FTX and, Bitcoins for money laundering, right? This is not the kind of narrative that is going to take somebody who has worked their entire life to make millions of dollars to drop millions of dollars into these asset classes. So I think that, again, we're on the verge of a very big wave of adoption, but it really starts with congressional clarity.
Matty, maybe it was a couple of questions ago, you said we're trading 5 assets, and this is just a hilarious question because now they want to they want a little piece of the pie here, Matt. So we'll see how you respond to this. Ben Arms 999 says, "Love the show. What altcoins are you looking at trading?"
Yeah, so you guys can have the tickers. Obviously, the exact setups are going to be in our Discord community under Trade Ideas, but the assets that we're involved with right now, the outside of our long-term holds that we're looking for liquidity fills, so shorter terms, 2, 3, 4Xs, and looking to potentially rotate. We're in Sushi right now. We're in Mana, which is Decentraland. We have a Filecoin position that we've opened recently. We have an Illuvium position. We have a couple other things on the radar, but we're not really trying to be overly involved. Part of the strategy is that we are taking initials on structures that look like they're ready for bullish continuation, but we also have a double down area on those. So if we come in for a bigger correction than expected and Bitcoin does XYZ move to the downside, which would be the next kind of key support, we're identifying those key support levels on those alts as well so that we can double down and bring our average down into the middle of our initial entry and then that double down price, which still provides a really excellent ROI. In fact, it actually makes the ROI a little bigger if that opportunity were to present itself. So there's strategy to it. There's definitely, a tactical approach to it. We're not just entering things that we're bullish on from a fundamental standpoint, even though I do like all of the assets that we're in from a fundamental standpoint. A lot of these just have really fantastic technical gaps. And again, you can check that out in the Discord under the Trade Ideas section. We have the TPs in there with the initial entries and the double down price for you guys. So you guys understand the game plan there.
DLK 3904 says, "What is Matty's background? In other words, why should we give his analysis weight?
Sure, and I think that's a very valid question, and you should ask yourself that with any information you get online, right? Is this person qualified to give me any sort of advice? And I don't offer financial advice, so certainly not going to get any of that here on this channel. But most of my background comes from data analytics, so a lot of that was working at startups, including solar companies, doing data, running marketing analysis. I've just basically lived in Excel spreadsheets most of my life. When I was in my early 20s, I really got a big hunkering for the charts. I wanted to learn more. I was on YouTube trying to learn from people. I ended up signing up from probably like 23 years old up to about 26, probably over 10 different programs. And I spent well over $10,000 on different programs, just trying to learn about the charts. A lot of people just being full of it. Some people providing little nuggets, connecting with people in the groups and kind of creating a little bit of a support network for myself of people who knew more than I did. And eventually kind of found a mentor who was significantly older than me in his 60s at the time. Took me under his wing and kind of just helped polish a lot of my technical analysis. So I've been practicing technical analysis for going on 8 years now. And it's just something that I finally was able to turn into a career post-pandemic when the right opportunity presented itself with the right business partners, and was able to do this full time. So now we're going on 3 years now of me doing technical analysis and, teaching people about DLT as a whole. And it's something that I think that you can't really have an education for because it's not something that's offered at a college, right? Even if I wanted to, I can't go major in blockchain right now and promise you guys that that's the most valid hierarchy of authority when it comes to education here. Over time, we're going to have definitely certificates and courses you can take. But again, like what Gavin and I were talking about just the other day, earlier today actually, is that by the time you guys get information in a college course, a lot of it is old hat, right? You're not learning about the absolute most recent technology. This is an industry that I literally spend hours every day in, and I still can't learn everything. Even though I try to keep up, try to follow a lot of educated people both on YouTube and Twitter, you can't know about everything. So I really try to hunker down on the things that I know really, really well, that being technical analysis. And then I really hunker down on a few fundamentals that help me better understand the space and get invested in those assets. So, just like anyone, we all started with a little bit of interest, and if that interest turns into something you're passionate enough about, you can turn it into a career, and that's what I've done for myself.
Damn, Matty, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you've been a great guy to all of us here. You were the guy that gave me my start on the charts, so I always have gratitude towards you, Matty, and we all love you. That's why we made the Ask Matty show. We wanted to hear you yap. And so I think we gave a lot of good questions here, Matt, and I think we have a lot to look forward to this year with crypto and, American economy. Very interesting. The last couple years. And so now we're going to be getting into an election year and things you've been discussing on the live show, especially this morning, talking about recessions, bringing that up again. So I'm very excited to see the future and see what is forthcoming. Anything to leave the team with here? Any good stories? We got a couple minutes here. I don't know how we finished that early, Matt. Anything to talk shop with right now?
I guess I got to denounce my title of professional yapper if we're running short here.
Yeah.
Today we've had, or not today, but over these last few weeks, we've had a lot of craziness with the Solana network. I'm sure you guys are pretty aware of the congestion issues. Been warning our team about liquidity issues with the meme coins and the possibility of not being able to exit. So really just make sure you guys are being careful out there with Solana. We also had some data today in relations to CPI that kind of crashed the markets a little bit. So CPI ticked up a little bit there, seeing potentially the Fed not cutting rates until later this year after the fall, 2 cuts instead of 3. So we're definitely seeing an interesting, Q2 coming up here. And I think that it's about to get a lot more wild than it's been at the top of this year. I think we've had honestly a pretty easy first quarter here, and things aren't always as clean and simple as you might think they are in a market, especially when you get readings that are manipulated readings that can change market sentiment literally in an instant. So I think that we definitely still need to be cautiously optimistic with where we are in the market right now. So make sure you guys check us out at CryptoCharged.com. This is the kind of stuff we discuss every day, Monday through Friday. We give you guys the macro data. We give you guys the technical analysis. We give you guys the targets. We give you guys the trade ideas. We have the Discord community. And that all comes at $50 a month with code YouTube or $4.99 for the year. Again, with code YouTube. Both of those come with a 30-day free trial. And yes, I am going to show my platform. I have earned the right to sell my product after giving you guys free information each and every week here on the Ask Matty show. So again, we come out here to really provide you guys with that education. You know, if I didn't care, we wouldn't be here on YouTube. I would just be stuck with our community and be happy with that. But, you know, I want to bring you guys into this and really hopefully give you guys the fishing rod of your own. The goal is not to make you guys dependent on me and a forever subscriber just because you need me. The goal is to teach you guys the tools and you know, the background that you guys need to make your own decisions and then lean on us for that insight. So hopefully you guys give us a chance. 30 days free, CryptoCharged.com.
W's the chat for Matty here. Matt, you really went off today. I feel like I said 3 words the whole show. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, team, if you got something good out of this, because I know I'm going to be able to rewatch this again and look at all the gems that were dropped from Matt here. If you got some gems, please like the video. You guys have been killing the like button, and appreciate you guys need to keep that going so our videos can be pushed out. You know, Matty was just name dropped on Kevin's YouTube the other day, and then allegedly crypto, whoever, John or Jeb or whatever, threw a diss at us. So whatever, guys, you know, hey, come after us, whatever. You know, CryptoCharged is here to stay, and we got the Ask Matty show on Wednesdays. We got the After Hours show on Monday. So, team, make sure you're not missing out on any of the good shows we have during the week that are free. But if you want the exclusive CryptoCharged community shows every single day, obviously in the Discord, join the community. Don't be left out of this. Just don't be left out of this. Like, I still can't, I know I like to talk about it all the time, Matty, but it's like, I can't imagine investing crypto at this point in this moment and not having people around you. Like, it's just, I can't fathom that. I cannot fathom that at all. The market is getting so frothy, and you know, so it's you know, you can't miss out on this, and you need people in your ear giving you different takes. And I know in the Discord, you know, a lot of people like to look at different altcoins, which is fine, and they like to give their takes. And I think it's just good just to hear about these things, you know, because what if you never got, you know, was interested and looked at Casper, was interested and looked at some of these younger altcoins, you know, at the time when we started CryptoCharged, like API3 and even HBAR, like those are young altcoins in the grand scheme of Bitcoin, Ethereum. So I'm really excited, team. Don't miss out on this. If you got some gems, please do not forget to hit that like button. So we are done for today. Matty, we will see you next week, team. Bye.